Hey guys, what's going on? So this is a really cool video that I have for you guys today. I actually was interviewed by a 9-figure digital and affiliate marketer named Dave Sharp. He's actually the CEO of Legendary Marketer. That is a company that I'm actually affiliated with. And we had a almost 1-hour conversation on his Wake Up Legendary show that he hosts on. He does Facebook Lives Monday through Friday, and he brings on different affiliates to speak about their journey, their wins, their losses, and to basically just talk about affiliate marketing in general. I think you guys are going to get a lot of great nuggets out of this particular video. Make sure you guys watch it all the way to the end, because there's some straight fire that gets dropped by Dave Sharp, talking about Facebook groups, driving traffic, how to become omnipresent, make sure that you get your brand out on multiple channels, so you can continue growing your affiliate marketing business and generating an income online. All right, guys, so I'm going to lead you guys right into this video. It's going to be me and Dave. The video was filmed on Friday. I think it was around the end of July of 2020. If you guys are watching this way later on in the future, if you guys are interested in Legendary Marketer or learning digital and affiliate marketing, the first link in the description down below will be the same 15-day business builder course that I went through back in February of 2020. If you guys really want to start learning how to build a business online, there is hands down, it is the best 15-day business builder course and education that you can get, and it's only $7. All right, guys. So enjoy this full hour-long interview with Mr. Sharp and myself, and I'll thank you guys. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and also hit the like button if you guys got value from this video. All right.
Wake up, Legendary, you sons of guns. It's Dave Sharp, and it is time to get busy on this last day of the month. I've got a great guest today with me. I'm excited about talking to him. And you guys are going to get, I think, a lot of value and inspiration out of this. I'm excited to hear what this guy has to say. As you guys are coming on, if you're watching the replay, then as usual, let us know. Engage, leave a comment. Of course, I think Jamar is going to bring some great value to you guys today. So let's egg him on. I think probably the more engagement he feels, the more he's going to reveal about his process, which is what we want. We want to twist his arm and get him to reveal as much of his trade secrets as possible. And it keeps me going too. So if you're watching the replay, leave some comments, share it with somebody who you think could use it during this time. I think people are looking for inspiration and knowledge and value more than ever. With that being said, Jamar Jones, what up, brother? Welcome to the call.
Good morning, Dave. I just want to say thanks for everybody for showing up for these lives. I've been showing up for these lives now for, I think, since March, and I've gotten a ton of value out of them. And I actually, what I do is I set them up at my desk at work. And as I'm working, I just kind of have you guys either on my headphones or kind of off to the side, and I just kind of listen like that. So I just appreciate you guys for having me on today.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, I think, first of all, I thanked you for your service before, but you're a 17-year what
Coast Guard
branch are you in? Coast Guard veteran. So awesome. Thank you for your service. And that, I assume, is where you're going and you're listening to the show every day. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to my these days I have more of a desk job than I did in the past, but yeah, I'm sitting at my desk pushing paper at this point.
Well, you're a lieutenant, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
All right. Well, hey man, I'll stay in line here then on this on this show this morning then, brother. So all right, you're either from Houston, Texas, or you live there now. Is that where you're currently living, or
I'm originally from New England, but I've lived in Houston, Texas now for about 5 years.
Okay, awesome. Well, tell us how you got even online in the first place. Is this something that's brand new for you? I mean, is this something that you've been trying to do for a long time? Guys, I'm just like every other morning, I'm learning Jamar's story right here alongside of you. There's no script here. There's no, tell us who you are, where you came from, and how you got started online.
All right, guys. Some of you guys probably already know me around the community, either through TikTok or through Facebook, but this is my origin story. For those of you who remember, towards the end of 2018 and 2019, the Coast Guard falls under the Department of Homeland Security, and there was budget issues going on, and it only really affected the DHS employees, and the Coast Guard was one of those people that were affected. So the Coast Guard has been paid on the 1st and 15th of every month since 1790. Okay. January 1st of 2019, we didn't get paid. January 15th, we didn't get paid. And then February 1st, we didn't get paid. Okay. So to me, I'm like used to being comfortable, right? And by comfortable, I mean the paychecks just come in, right? I show up to work, I do my job every day, the government pays me. And when they didn't pay me, it was like a shock. Granted, I did have like 3 to 6 months in living expenses, and I highly recommend everybody to have a safety net so that they don't fall into the trap where they're having to beg, borrow, and steal just to pay their bills. So what ended up happening for me is I started looking for ways, and I said, I can't let this happen to me. I need to create multiple streams of income. Granted, I did have a safety net, but I realized at that point that like nobody is safe, nobody is secure. And drop shipping was kind of hot at the time. I just, and Brian Brewer was on your show, and I had been following his channel for a small amount of time, and he had like a free drop shipping course. And being a marketer now, I know exactly why and what he was doing with that drop shipping course. But I did that for about 3 months and realized that I hated it. I did not like drop shipping at all. It just wasn't for me. It didn't fit my work-life schedule, my family schedule. So I dove back into the online space. I knew that there was ways to make this work. And I started consuming a lot of content about digital marketing, online marketing, and following a lot of different people on YouTube, like most people do. When they want to learn something, they either go to Google or YouTube. And what I did is I just consumed so much content. And I started to realize, yeah, this is something I could probably do. What is it that everybody's doing to get success that I think that I can do? And what I ended up doing basically from about March of 2019 to July is consume a bunch of content, start testing things out, and then realizing I need to go on YouTube. And then July of last year, I created my YouTube channel. And now it's been it's been about 13 months since I had my YouTube channel up, and I got my first commission. It was like $5, like 2 or 3 months in, and I'm a part of Brian Brewer's Facebook group, and I went in there and I said, "Holy cow! I got my first commission. I made my first dollars online, $5." And it had taken, really, if you think about from when I started my journey, it was probably about 5 months. The drop shipping, I broke even because I had to use paid ads and stuff. So I made $1,000. I lost $1,000 in paid ads. So I basically broke even. So it was like my first real affiliate marketing commission online. So that's pretty much my origin story, was me realizing that I don't have other sources of income. I've been so comfortable for so long. I've been so dependent on that 1st and 15th paycheck that I needed to change. I needed to be the master of change. And that's when my whole mindset started to shift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So are you mostly focused on affiliate marketing? Are you interested? Tell us what you see in the future now. I mean, since you've gone, since you've made the transition from sort of the drop shipping, which was not a business model that you felt was going to, you liked. What have you been focused on affiliate marketing? Like what specific and why?
So I've been 100% affiliate marketing. In fact, my YouTube channel is called Future Affiliate Pro because I believe that affiliate marketing provided the autonomy that I needed to sustain because I have a busy work schedule. I have a wife and 3 kids. So I have a lot of stuff going on. And affiliate marketing is great because you can create the content in your own time. You can do it, in the evening or, maybe early in the morning or whenever you have time to create content, and that content works for you, right? So your autoresponders work for you. That autonomy out there is you just drive the traffic and then let the companies like Legendary Marketer and everything do the rest of the selling for you. So your job is to just drive traffic. So that for me became the best for what I was trying to do in starting an online business.
Yeah. So over the course of the past, you had commented and talked about TikTok. Are you primarily focused on video marketing content right now?
Yeah. So like a lot of people, I've had a YouTube channel, like a YouTube account since 2010. And I always wanted to make YouTube videos. And it just took me I don't even have like that big of an issue with public speaking or anything, but there's something about talking to a camera that I feel like I realize now that a lot of people have a hurdle with. And I had that hurdle until July of 2019. And I just like burned the boats. And I was like, you know what? If all these other people can do this, I certainly can do it. And I just got in front of the camera and I just said, you know what? I'm sticking with video. I'm going all in on YouTube. I'm just going to start building my brand, building my business, and just creating as much content as possible.
And so when did you get involved then? How is the growth of YouTube gone? And before we even go into TikTok, what have you learned about YouTube? What do you know now that you wish that you knew when you started?
Consistency is best. Don't ever quit. There were times in my YouTube journey so far where there was weeks and weeks where I didn't post a video. But I think the biggest thing is consistency and continuing to, even when you go, like I went 6 weeks without uploading a video. And there are reasons for that, work related, family related. You got others, we're busy people, right? And we're doing this on the side. So what I tried to do is stay as consistent as possible and never quit. The minute you quit, you're done. And my growth has been slow. I'm approaching 2,000 subscribers, but those are 2,000 people that watch my content that did not watch my content a year ago, right? And the way I look at it is you can't compare yourself to one creator or the next creator. You're on your own journey. You put your own time in, and I'm okay building it slow, right? I'm okay building a loyal subscriber base, people who know, like, and trust me, who follow my content because it's actionable.
Yeah.
So
like
that's pretty.
Well, and I think that's what I would guess also is from your training, from your discipline, from the principles that you've probably learned from being in the Coast Guard and your training there. This is just an assumption. Correct me if I'm wrong. You would prefer to do things even if they're slower the right way versus try to take a shortcut and maybe get a fast win, but it not be sustainable. Am I right there?
You're right 100%. So I'm all about systems, process, setting small attainable goals, and really just taking it step by step. People always they see the people at the top, or they say, well, I want to make $100,000 a month or whatever. But the way I look at it is as long as you just keep setting super small goals, I'm going to do 2 TikTok videos. I'm going to do 1 YouTube video this week. I want to learn how to set up an autoresponder. Super, super small goals. If you start that, it starts to, those small wins actually they propel you, they give you momentum. And And it's hard to see that momentum for the first 6 months to 12 months, especially on YouTube, because the growth on YouTube is super slow. I mean, this isn't TikTok, you know, where the organic is like a tidal wave. This is YouTube is very monotonous. It's you get rewarded by consistency, and I'm starting to see that now because my YouTube channel is monetized. It like covers all my overhead. Like I'm bootstrapped basically. I don't really come out of pocket because my ad revenue like pays for my softwares and all this stuff. But it wasn't like that a year ago. You know, I didn't have 2,000 people that watched my YouTube videos. I didn't have, and I only have like 74, 75 YouTube videos. So not a lot. That averages out to like 6 videos per month. But that's what I could do. There's some people out there that are maniacal. Jonathan Montoya is maniacal with his, you know, 30 videos in 30 days. That's insane. I would love to have the time, and everybody's journey is different. That's why I keep saying that, is because his journey and what his goals are completely different from mine. And the videos that I put out because that's what my time affords me. But at least I'm continuing forward. At least I'm still, you know, I'm still putting myself out there. I'm still putting myself on camera every week and creating the 1 to 2 videos. And I'm okay with that because my goals are completely different than everybody else's.
Well, you're talking a lot of gold right now, my man. Somebody's sitting at their work desk listening to you right now, brother, having a breakthrough. How's that feel?
Good.
Yeah.
Good. And I want people to understand too that I'm no special. I'm no different. Like I said, full-time job. I got stuff on the, you know, I got a lot of stuff, you know, kids got activities, and I have to respond to emergencies, right? In the Coast Guard. If a hurricane comes and strikes somewhere in the United States, you know, guess who's responding? This guy, because it's part of my job and it's what I love to do. And that's why I'm retiring from the Coast Guard. And my plan is to build myself the time, location, and financial freedom through digital and affiliate marketing, so that when I retire, I'll be able to devote a lot more time to my family, community, and stuff like that. So my goals are slightly, you know, are different than some people who want complete financial freedom, want to break free from the 9 to 5. I don't necessarily want to leave my job because I love what I do. I love the service. I love the service to community, and that stuff really translate. Shockingly, the last like 6 months, I realized it translates into my affiliate marketing business because it's about service. It's about helping people, leading people, teaching, showing them that if I can do it, you can do it, and then grabbing them by the hand, saying, "Come on, you know, here's some tutorials. Here's some." I got a 2-hour training on YouTube that shows people literally, like, it's my most watched video, but it's 2 hours of just straight actionable content. Here you go. Come on. If I can do this, you can do it too. So,
yeah. How do you, I mean, you've said a lot, and I really hope that people can take from it and sort of make it their own. But I love the honoring your own goals and not comparing to others. Was that something that you figured out on your own? Was that something, how can you say more about that? Because I think that is so big. I think, was there a process that you went through that at first you were comparing and trying to keep up, and then you had a moment of clarity, and maybe the skies parted and God delivered on stone tablets words that said, "Patience, my friend"? I mean, was it a burning bush moment? Was it just something that you, and are you there? You look frozen. Okay.
Yeah. You got me back.
I got you back. So,
all right.
Did you hear the question clearly? Because it's basically about honoring your own goals in your own pace, and then developing your business and your plan around that. Was it a burning bush moment? Did you come to that conclusion from pain? Say more about that.
Well, the minute you start comparing yourself and your journey to others, you're only doing yourself a disservice, in my opinion, because and that's something that I think every online marketer or anybody trying to create a business on their own is that they always want to compare themselves to others, or the shiny object syndrome. Like, okay, something's working for somebody else. Why isn't what I'm doing working for me? And then they start chasing that other thing. And then they just, you're basically starting from square one all over again. And I definitely went through that through the first few months. There's so many opportunities and things thrown at you all the time, right? I mean, literally every day I get hit up on Facebook, about the latest and greatest, the newest opportunity. And for me, I like to be dedicated to the mission, right? That's kind of like my mantra at work. We're dedicated to service and the mission and people. So I said to myself, all right, enough with, and this is the reason why I heard about Legendary back in August or September. And the reason why I didn't come into the Legendary community is because I was so hyper focused on what I was doing at the time that I didn't want to get distracted. I didn't want the shiny object syndrome. I didn't want to distract myself from the path that, the things that I was trying to do. And ultimately, in a roundabout way, I ended back into the Legendary community back in February. I think I went through the 15-day challenge, and it's okay, because to me that timeline was just my journey. It was just part of my journey. I had to grow, within the fall months, and the things that I learned. And I had some failures, and I ran some paid ads, lost some money, but I learned in the process. But that full circle is really important for people to understand, is that those failures will propel you forward. And the shiny object syndrome, everybody gets it. Just understand that you can't really, I'm not sure how to explain this, but if anybody hasn't felt this, then you might be doing something wrong, because everybody feels what I just explained.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's why I'm asking the question, is because, I mean, I've never seen anybody come into this industry with just total clarity and ultimate discipline and just, I am going to now focus on this opportunity and this opportunity only. No, we subscribe to 1,000 email lists. We get hit. I mean, people come into our community, they get 50 friend requests, and now all of a sudden their timeline's full of these marketers pitching this crap. And it's like literally overnight, you're like, oh my God, I'm surrounded by a bunch of like marketers who are trying to sell me their stuff, and,
Yep.
and we're somewhat naive at the beginning we think everything is the best opportunity. Are you have any time constraints?
No, I'm good this morning.
Okay. So sometimes we have, like we think that we are looking for opportunity. So, there's a period of that first sort of trimester when we're developing as entrepreneurs in this industry, to where we are susceptible to a million pitches. Everything does look like the best opportunity. And part of the reason why that is, I believe, is because, well, we've decided to begin hanging out with marketers and they're good, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting pitches in our inbox. So there's an additional layer there. It's not just there's other opportunities, it's that we're actively being marketed to. And part of it is beginning to look at what people are doing versus what people are saying so much, right? Like, what is this guy doing? So how have you adjusted your inbox or your relationship with your email or your social media to not make yourself as susceptible to saying, oh yeah. I mean, there's some strategy behind your mindset.
Yeah. So you touched on a lot of great things there. I actually, I do a lot of like the Russell Brunson, like the funnel hacking. I do the email hacking. I subscribed to all the people that I was following on YouTube that I was looking up to. I wasn't doing what they were saying that they were, what they were making videos about. I was going into their funnels. I was opting into their email list, and I was going through and I was seeing how they were doing their soap opera sequences. I was seeing how they were marketing, because there's so much get rich quick stuff, right? Make $5 in 20 seconds, this, that, and the other. And that's what the eyeballs like to see, that fast money. But I obviously, the more I started watching it, I realized that it's not necessarily what's coming out of their mouths. It's the behind the scenes stuff. And I started funnel hacking and looking at their email sequences and realizing, okay, they're focused on one traffic source. They're focused, they've got a streamlined funnel. they're partnered with a program, or they're partnered with a product that's high converting, that really empowers people or educates people. And I said, okay, I see behind the curtain here, and I started to emulate what those people were doing. Right, I started to really take a lot of bits and pieces from what people were doing, and that's when I started seeing success. Because if if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right.
Yeah.
What's working for them, as long as you emulate and you make it your own, right? Because we're on our own journey, and people will follow you because they like you for you, or they like the way you deliver content, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But as long as you make the content your own, then you follow the same type of system that they're doing, then you're going to see success. It's inevitable. And that's where in 2020 I started continuing to implement those types of strategy, and I started seeing success. Surprise, surprise.
Right. Yeah. It's like, what's a good example? I mean, like Gary Vaynerchuk, his strategy is to create content for young people, because young people are the ones who engage the most, who follow the most, who are going to come to his events. But his primary customer is a CEO of a multi-million or billion-dollar company, so he can set up so they can become marketing agency clients, right? So what he's doing is he's creating all this content for a certain demographic who will follow him and blow up his post, so he can become an internet celebrity and show companies, see, I know what I'm doing. Right. So that's just one example.
It solidifies his social proof
Exactly.
through that younger audience, that engagement. And then they're the ones who are transitioning right into their 20s and 30s. So they're a huge market segment. So they're attracting early on, people are buying in, and then it just takes a few years, right? And then they become customers.
And that can be true as well. They could go and start their own company, blow up, become customers, but they also buy his books.
Yes.
So they also buy his books, whereas the CEO of Heinz or Coca, whatever, whoever clients he has, Dove soap, whatever,
they want the demographic. They want it.
Well, they want the guy who appears to be the guru, the icon, right? So his brand, New York Times bestseller, they want that guy's company running their marketing. But he's built that off of another demographic that's not particularly his primary customer. So my point is that you got to look behind the curtain. To your point, I'm piggybacking on your point. I want people to understand that there's what you described as modeling, the most powerful way of learning, this is the highest level of learning, is modeling. We actually do it when we're younger, and then we get away from it because we get into I'm not an expert on learning terminology, but we get into sort of this you tell me what to do style of learning, which is a lower level of learning, right? I'm going to sit idle until you tell me, right? The system sort of trains us to do that in school, at jobs, so forth. Then when we get back to become entrepreneurs, we have that mindset. It can hold us down. It can hold us back. We're always looking for the savior, for the person who's going to tell us exactly where to click and what to do. When the transition that you've made, which is why I believe you have momentum, is because you're modeling. You've moved from that taking orders and not taking orders, but taking sort of that sit here and learn from the teacher and not take any action until you are given that information, to modeling, which is I can look at somebody and I can do what they do. It's actually pretty simple. It's actually easy, right?
Right.
But it's a higher level of learning because it requires you to critically think. You have to, that's what he's doing. Let me try that. Let me test that. So there's some, I hope you guys are having some aha moments. This is a great conversation and I didn't expect to have it with you. Say more about that if you want, but I also want to transition over to TikTok because that's
absolutely
that you've started to do. Talk about how you discovered that and how that's changed the game for you, if it has.
Yeah. Okay. So talking about modeling, I have what's called, and this is more for the younger generation may know this term, but I call it like the lit method. You know, when people say, "Oh, that's so lit," you know, and that's something that I feel like is like I'm just too old to say that, but the younger generation, if there's anybody younger, they'll probably understand it. But what lit means for me and in my business, and what I'm starting to I do so much teaching. It's learn, implement, teach. So if you follow those steps, you learn a skill, you need to turn around and implement it. Once you've implemented whatever it is, that skill that you've learned, you need to turn around and you need to start teaching people how to do it. And if you can stay on that lit method, learn, implement, teach, then you will see far more success in that type of structure, that step, because we all need to become teachers at some point and start sharing the knowledge that we have. Right. So I call it like the lit method, or like the lit LIT. It's just in the military, we have a lot of acronyms, but I just thought that was it's something that I've been starting to teach to people, like in my TikTok lives, and I try to do a lot of trainings in my TikTok lives and teaching people about different affiliate marketing, digital marketing skill sets.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's one of the biggest ones. I mean, there's skill sets that pay you a lot, and there's skill sets that pay you a little. So being able, the highest paid skill that you can develop, all of you guys in this industry or any, is to be able to, but particularly in this industry, because you have the freedom. There's no credentials. You don't need any certificates or credentials or anything to be able to be. See, guys, I'm a 9th grade dropout, an ex-addict. I mean, I'm all of the qualifications that no one would ever want, right? So, the ability to be able to learn something and then in a fairly fast fashion turn around and teach it. It's one of the highest paid skills, right? The reason why it's highly paid is because most people will learn something and just sit on it and forget it, or not even apply it. Just be like, "Ooh, that was valuable." But the quicker you can turn it around, make it your own, and it even is more highly paid if you can make it your own and make it both educational and entertaining, right?
Yes.
It pays even more if you can make it educational, entertaining, and you can show proof that you actually have used it, right? So that's when you begin to build bond with people, rapport and trust. One of the reasons why I've had success is because I've done what I'm describing, but I've also had results to back it up, right? I can pull out checks from ClickBank that I get on a weekly or bi-weekly basis for, 50, and these are recent checks, right? I mean, this stuff that we teach, that one is from April. That one's just a couple of weeks ago, just a month ago from June. I mean, right? These, like, I can say the stuff that we teach. I don't just sell information. I'm also doing affiliate marketing, the stuff that we teach. And I get these checks every 2 weeks. It's actually like clockwork, kind of like we pay here at Legendary every week. So there's levels in which you can build your influence. What you described is a high level, and there's ways that you can then continue to mold that for more influence. And part of it is to learn, apply. What was the middle? Learn. What was the middle?
Learn, implement what you're learning, and teach. Yeah.
TikTok. So tell us how you got on TikTok and how what was the date, how you got there, and how that has changed, revolutionized. I don't know what it's been like for you. Please describe.
All right. I hope everybody's enjoyed the challenge this week. I actually went through the first TikTok challenge, but I'll rewind it. Yeah, I'll rewind it back to, I actually downloaded TikTok before Thanksgiving last year, and I didn't know how to use the platform, just like any new social platform. And I didn't realize the amount of organic traffic and the amount of people that were on it. Obviously, that was exponential with coronavirus, and a lot of people were sitting at home this spring, and a lot of people were downloading this to entertain themselves, right? Because social media is entertainment. Well, I made like 20 videos, and then I didn't make any videos really until March. And I saw a lot of people in January, February, and March really starting to have a lot of success with TikTok in terms of growing their online businesses and growing their brands and things like that. So I started to make a few videos, no consistency whatsoever, still kind of really focused in February. And then I went through Legendary in February. I focused on YouTube, right? Because YouTube for me is my number one. It's my baby. It's what I will continue doing and putting out content on, because I believe it's the best number one organic source of traffic on the planet. But you guys had your TikTok challenge, and I said, you know what? I need to sit in on the live that you guys had with Dom and Matt and Jake and Jonathan. I was like, I need to sit down and I'm going to take notes from these guys, because these guys have been crushing it for the last 2 months. I'm watching what they're doing, but I'm not really sure how to implement it. So I watched their training, took a whole bunch of notes, right? I mean, it was just that training was, it should be laced in gold, right? Because what they were telling you was exactly what was working for them. So I turned around and I said, all right, I'm just going to implement all these notes that I started taking down. I went through the week challenge, and then not long after that, I got my first 1,000 subscribers. So I was able to put a link in my bio, and that was a game changer, right? Having that link in your bio is huge, because as soon as people check your profile out, they can go to your YouTube channel, they can click on your link and go to your, into your funnel. So what I realized is it's just like YouTube. You have to continue having that consistency to have constant growth. So for me, what was doable was 1 to 3 videos, 1 to 3 videos per day, and always be testing. So I was testing, duets, and I was testing tutorials, and I was testing short videos and long videos. I was just constantly testing. I mean, people can go through my TikTok. It's at Future Affiliate Pro, and you'll see all different types of videos in there. And what I was doing was I was consistently testing over and over again. And what I realized was there was a same strategy in between YouTube and TikTok. Well, for me, is that people, and I think Jonathan spoke about this in one of either a live or one of his trainings, where you take the most popular videos from the people who have larger channels or profiles or whatever. You take their most popular videos, take the content. You don't necessarily have to make it identical, but if you mirror it, then you'll probably mirror some of the algorithms in TikTok or whatever it may be. So I just consistently started making content, and just recently, like in the last 7 to 10 days, I had a video go viral, which is over 1 million views at this point. And that particular video, I kind of modeled after Grace Little Mama, she's a rock star on TikTok. Guys, go follow her, see exactly what she's doing. If you guys want eyeballs on your stuff, you got to model what the other people are doing. So I created a video that was very similar to hers, only I made it my own, maybe changed, 1 or 2 different, scenes. And I posted it up with no, like any other TikTok video. And then a week later, I had 13,000 more followers, 1 million eyeballs, thousands of clicks on my link, and grew my brand, and my YouTube channel, grew like 400 or, 400 subscribers now in just a week. And that's, and that's unheard of for me to have that type of exposure and that growth. But that was just because I was just testing. I was doing what people who were winning. I mean, she's crushing it, right? Guys, go watch what she's doing. If you guys want a success, just go model her success. And I'm not saying like copy every single video that she's doing. You guys need to bring, put your own content out there, but don't be afraid to take what they're doing, make it your own, and continue to test, because that's how you'll find a winner. I never thought I would have a video that has 1 million views ever. And it took me a long time. Remember, I started, when was the challenge? April? I think we did the first challenge in it was March or April.
Yeah.
And it took me all the way until
seems like forever ago, bro. Sorry. I mean, it's been a long 4 or 5 months here, man.
Yeah, it has been a long 4 or 5 months, but I consistently, I have like 200 videos on my TikTok profile, right? 200 videos later, I finally got one that the TikTok God said, all right, and they just pushed it to, hundreds and hundreds, 1 million people.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing was, I said this in another Facebook group, is that my best friend, one of my best friends in the Coast Guard, he lives in and works in Cape Canaveral, Florida. He didn't know I was on TikTok, and he didn't know I was doing affiliate marketing. He didn't know I had a YouTube channel. He messages me like a week ago, and he says, "Hey, bro, you're on my For You page." He's like, "What are you doing, man? You making bank?" And I said to him, I'm like, "No, man." I'm like, "I got an affiliate marketing business. I just make TikTok videos, you know." And he's like, "Bro, he's like, dude, you got like 600,000 views on your video. Like, what the hell are you doing?" And I just thought that was funny. And he didn't know I was on TikTok or anything. I just scrolled randomly. He makes K-pop. Do you know what K-pop is? He makes like K-pop videos with his daughter. He dances and does all kinds of stuff. So like, I'm not in his niche. That's the power of TikTok. My video got pushed to him, and he's so far out of my niche in terms of like the digital marketing, affiliate marketing, make money online. But yet my video got pushed to the masses. That particular video, that's the power of TikTok. And that's why you guys need to stay consistent with TikTok, because eventually you'll get a video that pops off and it will really grow your brand.
That's insanity. That's insanity.
Yeah, it's insanity. It really is.
Pretty soon, man, you are going to have that young people street cred. You know what I mean? You are going to be able to say that's lit, and they're going to they're going to listen, dude. They're going to be like, all right, what's lit? You know, because they're going to see you on that For You page, man.
Right, exactly.
It's funny how we judge as adults, like things like TikTok at first, and are like, well, that's just for kids. Like that. It's like you look at history and you can see these things repeat themselves over and over again. Like people did that with Facebook, with Instagram, with Snapchat, with TikTok. There'll be another one and another one after that and another one. And the cycle continues to repeat. I asked you about YouTube. This question I'll ask you about TikTok. What do you wish that you knew when you first started that you know now?
I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I wish I knew the organic reach that a new social media. And so when you say new social media, right, this is an app that's been around for a while. It started out as Musical.ly. A lot of younger demographic, a lot of kids were on TikTok initially, which has obviously drastically changed in 2020. I mean, I think we can all agree that TikTok has become a lot more mainstream with a demographic that's in the. I'm 39, so
yeah, our demographic.
It's really spread across 30s, 40s, 50s. There's parents and grandparents that are using this particular medium now. Right. Had I known, obviously you don't know what you don't know, but had I known about the organic reach back in 2019, when I started my YouTube channel, I surely would have implemented TikTok as that additional source, or it's going to provide that boost, the growth to your brand, your YouTube, because that's what I'm doing with TikTok. Is ultimately I'm seeding my Facebook group, I'm seeding my YouTube channel so that I can continue creating, giving people as much value on a higher level than I can than just a 15 or 60-second video. And Brian Brewer, who's his organic strategies are amazing. He talks about the ABC content funnel, where like the C is your social media, which all of your people come into, and then you have your B, which is like your elevated value that you can provide to people. So Facebook group, YouTube channel, and then people then go down your ABC content funnel down into your A content, and they're already warm at that point, and you're getting them into your funnels and getting people towards the products that you're promoting, because that is where you feel people will get the most value. Because I don't promote anything affiliate marketing wise that I do not personally use. That's just I was not like that last year, but I've completely changed to where I don't like to promote softwares or programs or anything that I am not a community of. So
yeah, it's that's awesome. There's a lot of value in what you just said. I agree with the I agree with Graham Stephen has a huge YouTube channel, and he was bashing TikTok early, and now he's producing content on the platform.
There you go.
I mean, it's I bet him bashing it also created engagement for his videos on YouTube though as well, right? So
Yes.
there's a there's a strategy. I mean, you know, there's so many different ways to create engaging content. And I just said on the Decade in a Day, I got people launched, our business blueprint students kind of launched in our Decade in a Day. And I'm going to go back on that training when I'm done here. But I said that a lot of times when we get the WD-40 in our brain and the marketing juices start flowing and we start thinking, we realize there's so many different things that we can do. One of which I just mentioned, which is there's ways to create content by just asking questions, by posing controversial questions, by like bashing things. Like he probably bashed TikTok. That just kind of that sparked my marketing brain to think maybe that's what he was doing. And I think that a great way to get started with creating content and to continue to always have ideas is to model other people's content. And I also think that the more that you do that, the more that you're actively creating stuff, the more ideas come to you. Have you found that that's true for you?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree with that statement.
So you have a Facebook group. So
Yeah.
is that the other? Now I think people feel a need to, and we'll bring this awesome conversation in for a landing here in just a moment, but I just want to ask you a couple more questions. I think people have a tendency to feel overwhelmed thinking that they need to be everywhere and do everything. Hey, I need to be blogging and I need to be on YouTube and I need to be doing all this stuff. So we've established that you love YouTube and you're going to be there for a long time.
Yeah.
TikTok, you're going to be there for a long time, I would assume.
Yes.
You've never seen organic reach like this. You mentioned a Facebook group. Is there anything else that you're doing, but also talk about how you're using your Facebook group?
So the seeding of my Facebook group is actually, I haven't been all in on Facebook, but I see the power of community and people who you need to have a place where people can congregate, can communicate, and educate each other, right, on what's working and what's not working. And I'm part of a lot of different Facebook groups, and I've gained a lot of benefit from learning from people who are many levels above me, who have had a lot more success than me. So I realized that because I'm only 18 months, does not mean that I cannot provide a lot of value to people. So I needed to create. My Facebook group was created in 2019, but I didn't really put a lot of focus into it. I think it's up over like 120, 130 people now, and slowly growing, right? Because I'm creating TikTok content to say, hey, people, if you want additional value, you can come over. Here's a link, up above. It's a bit.ly link, and it will send you straight over to my private Facebook group where you guys can join and associate with other like-minded entrepreneurs and affiliate marketers and stuff like that. And that Facebook group it's growing slowly, and it's something that I would not. I don't advise going into, lots of different sources of, media and social media and this and that. If you're just starting out, you need to focus on just one platform, because you'll get so distracted and worn thin that you feel like you need to be multiple places at once. I think it's really important to just build up one until you feel comfortable enough to introduce in another platform, like building a Facebook group, or like YouTube. If you're already on TikTok and you don't have a YouTube channel, just have that YouTube channel in the background, knowing that you're going to get to it, because a lot of people, it seems like they're using TikTok to build their confidence up enough to actually start a YouTube channel, because for a lot of people, starting a YouTube channel is frightening, but like making a 15-second video, it's like baby steps. So I highly recommend people to start with just like one traffic source or one medium, and then build off of your momentum. Like I said earlier in this interview, build off of your momentum and create a community of people that that you can continue to build relationships with.
The other thing to think about, even for somebody like yourself, is once you've gotten to the place to where you're at, to do a big campaign, oftentimes it's easier to get a burst of people into a group rather than a trickle. And so if somebody like yourself who has a fairly established following now of people, I would assume your email list is growing as well.
Yeah.
And to be able to say, okay, in a week or 10 days on the first of such and such month, I'm going to do a 7-day challenge in my Facebook group. And so then all of a sudden you basically take everybody in one big momentous push and push them over to your Facebook group and then engage with them in the Facebook group versus
Yes.
just so now all of a sudden when they've come into your Facebook group, they're getting this flood of engagement in this flood of community, in this flood of interaction, in this flood of value because you're participating or facilitating something for them is a fantastic way. In that way, even if you have only a few dozen people or whatever, there's engagement there. Because the biggest thing about a Facebook group that I think kills people's momentum or desire to continue to nurture it is, well, I don't have any engagement there, right? Like people are not seeing my post. I could go over here on my wall and make a post and get some comments, whereas I make it in my group with my 20 or 100 people and I get no engagement. But if you set yourself up for an activity, then and you make a big push and invite them to do something with you, you sort of establish that activity, that engagement, so forth. So how does that feel for you? Is that something that maybe you think you might want to try in the future?
Oh, I'm absolutely going to implement that stuff. I'm taking a bunch of mental notes right now because I know that there are many tips and tricks to increasing the engagement in your groups. And the way you could do that, as simple ways you said, is maybe doing a 7-day TikTok challenge, or saying, hey, let's do let's have everybody set up their first campaign, and then we can all look at each other's funnels, right? We can all go into each other's funnels and stuff like that. There's ways to increase engagement, and that engagement is looked at by Facebook as, hey, this is a group that's growing and engaging a lot. We're going to start pushing traffic to this because people are involved within this in this group, and that's how your Facebook group, I know, really can start to take off because Facebook will start recommending your group to other people who are looking for groups like yours. So your group will get pushed up on their
I mean, one of the benefits of Facebook groups is that, they advertise your group inside other groups,
there you go.
Which is what you're talking about. And anybody who's inside groups can usually see those little kind of advertisements over on the side or in the middle or whatever. But the reason why I say that is because, to your point of building a platform at a time, I've always said one free, one paid. And even if you're doing YouTube, just to retarget people who have already watched your videos can be a great place to start with $5 or $10 a day. And it can just pour gasoline on the fire. But the idea of pushing people from one platform to the other once you've established, it's easier to do that than try to build them all at once. So if you guys look at it sort of as phases, like I'm going to build my YouTube and TikTok because those are both video and they go together. My TikTok's essentially helping build my YouTube as well. But I'm going to do that for 6 months until I hit so many subscribers. And then I'm going to do a big push to a Facebook group, similar to how I just described it a second ago. Or if I want to all of a sudden build an Instagram page, it's easier to build up one platform and then say, I'm doing a giveaway over on my Instagram page. Everybody go over there, and comment on the first post, and I'm going to pick a winner for XYZ prize. That gets you're giving people a motivation. There's a singular focus for something for them to do, and there's a payoff when they get there. And it's a lot easier to do that than to try to build everything at once. And that kind of grueling, slow trickle of, oh, I got 1 follower today on Instagram, and have that happening across platforms, because you will get out what you put in. So if I'm putting 10% of my energy in Instagram and 10% on Facebook and 10% on YouTube, and because I'm split, well, I'm going to get 10% back and 10% back versus 100% on YouTube, 100% back. Then once I've benefited from that growth, now big major push over here, and I get to send 20% of my audience over there, which would be a good push. And now all of a sudden, boom, I've got an established Instagram page. So hopefully that can give you guys, on piggybacking on your advice a second ago, more of clarity about how to build multi-channel, because there's two ways to build multi-channel, in my opinion, that makes sense. The first one I just described. The second one is, we had a couple of guys, Landon and Chris, on that are building Facebook groups, and that's their primary focus. And they advertise daily so they take people to a landing page from a Facebook ad, get the email, okay? Or wait, no, they don't get the email there. They actually get the opt-in to their messenger list. So they're using ManyChat, and they get the opt-in there on ManyChat, and then they direct them to their Facebook group. Okay. In their Facebook application, you know how you can ask questions when somebody comes to your Facebook group? They ask them for their email address in that questionnaire. So from one click, they're getting somebody on their ManyChat messenger list. They're getting them into their Facebook group, and they're also getting them on their email list.
Yeah, that's big.
Okay. So that is the other way to that's an example of leveraged multi-channel marketing. I'm not having to pay more or do more to get people on another channel, on my email list or on my a ManyChat list. Okay. So hopefully that made sense to you guys, but
yeah, that's omnipresence in a nutshell, and that's kind of been my thing for 2020 is continuing to build my omnipresence on multiple platforms.
Yeah, great conversation, dude. So glad that we had you on this morning, and I'm looking forward to checking in with you in maybe 90 days and seeing how things are going, and picking your brain more about what you have learned then that you wish you knew now, right? Because it's this constant evolving journey of just learning and then testing. And I just want to congratulate you for your your commitment and your success. And again, thanks for your service, and I'll give you the final word.
All right, I appreciate you bringing me on today. I've looked up to a lot of the people that you brought on, including yourself. I hope that I was able to provide you guys with a little bit of insight, clarity on my journey. And I hope that everybody, I want people to know that they can always reach out to me anytime. I'm in and out of Facebook all the time. They can reach me if we're connected on TikTok. You guys can reach me on TikTok. If you guys ever have any questions about anything, you guys can reach out to me, especially the veterans who are out there. So anybody who might be, I don't know how many other active duty people who are in the legendary community, but any active duty or retirees or anybody who's served, I would love to connect with you guys and provide you guys, with any kind of help that you guys are looking for, because you guys are obviously near and dear to my heart. I know a lot of veterans are struggling right now because there's people who are out of work. This is a tough time for a lot of people. So just know that I'm a resource to you. You can reach out to me anytime you want. So I appreciate your time, Dave.
Thank you, brother. All right. And we'll talk to you soon, my friend. All right. Take care.
All right. Thank you.
All right, guys. Hey, look, another great show from a great dude. And I hope that you guys take and implement what we talked about today. I hope you have a great last day of the month. Okay. I know it's been a long year, but we're coming to the end of another month and the start of another one. And there's just, I hope you see opportunity. I hope you see opportunity. And as Jamar said, I hope you to continue to take care of yourself, and both physically, but also mentally and emotionally and spiritually through this time. We'll see you on Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Wake up legendary. Peace.